Florida homeowners, it's not a question of if, but when the next hurricane will come. No matter what Florida weather has in store, Storm Smart has products that protect every opening of your home while improving the look, feel, and function. From durable aluminum shutters, high-impact windows and doors, to our innovative storm catcher screens, products that enhance the beauty of your home and keep your family safe. Because smart is complete hurricane protection, and smart is peace of mind. Call Storm Smart today for your free in-home consultation.
When your power goes out, remember just how inconvenient your life can be. No lights, no refrigeration, no heating or cooling, no electronics. But with a Generac Home Standby Generator, you'll have power when you need it. Our Generac generators automatically provide backup power after sensing a power outage, so your life goes on uninterrupted. Get a free 10-year warranty with the purchase of any air-cooled generator. Call Generac Generators today. Generac Generators. Life is primitive without power.
Streaming from the Tampa Bay 28 Weather Center in Studio A, this is Dennis Phillips Live. Brought to you by Storm Smart. Protect every opening of your home. And Generac Generators. Life is primitive without power.
How you doing, everybody? It is a Tuesday night edition of Dennis Phillips Live, and we actually have a jam-packed show tonight. Normally, there's a little bit of tomfoolery, and well, there'll always be a little bit of tomfoolery and shenanigans. However, we got a lot of stuff to go over. Of course, we're going to be talking about travel conditions. We're going to be talking about our local weather. And we're going to have Thomas Mans, from the CEO from Feeding Tampa Bay, who's going to be here in our next segment to talk a little bit more about ways that you can help folks in need throughout not just Thanksgiving, but right on through the holiday season and even into 2026. Can you believe we're already talking 2026? Insanity. Let's do some hellos here. How we got? We've got Anna Maria, as always, top of the list. Steve, good to see you. Steve in Clearwater. Abby, how you doing? Rosie. We have got Jules. Good to see you. Pat from Largo. Sarasota's in the house with Janice. Laconia, New Hampshire. Linda, how are you? Riverview is in the house as well with Debbie. Ocean Isle Beach, North Carolina. Oh, Dominique, we are jealous because apparently you did get some rain today between 2 and 7. We are desperate for rain, and unfortunately, and I'm going to talk about this coming up in a few minutes, the storm track, the storm pattern is not one that brings Florida rain. Oh, it brings a lot of rain to the deep south, but unfortunately not for Florida. Happy Thanksgiving to you as well, Carol. Howard, happy birthday in advance. 79 years young tomorrow. So everybody, happy birthday to Howard. Wants to know what the weather's going to be like. Mid-80s, humid. I doubt we see many showers at all. We've got Ryan in Tampa. Good to see you. Abby, as always. Alicia. Lutz is in the house with Sandra. So, as always, lots of folks. If you are watching on TV, thank you very much. Official broadcast home of the Tampa Bay Lightning. The Lightning are off tonight, so we are on. But I always suggest you watch on TV in one platform, and then you follow along on social, whether it's your phone, whether it's your computer, whatever the case may be, where you can follow the questions. Because I'm the first, I forgot my band button today. I got to go get my band button during the break. Hopefully won't need it. But again, it's kind of the best of both worlds because the chat always takes on a life of its own. I have no control over it most of the time. They go in whatever direction they want to. It's very entertaining. I will kind of glance. First timer here, Wendell in Naples. Good to see you. Debbie in Zephyr Hills. So, yeah, Bridget just said, where's the buzzer? It's in my file cabinet with my Milky Way bars. I just left it there. I got a lot of things going on. But here's what we're going to do. We're going to jump right in to the travel forecast and our weather, because that'll take a few minutes. Big snow event coming up this weekend for Chicago, for Detroit, for Minneapolis, for Green Bay. We got weather in D.C., Philly, Boston, New York tomorrow. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. And as always, we will start with your favorite graphic and mine, our turkey graphic, the one the consultants literally chastised me over and over again. Don't use that. It's dumb. Well, you know what? I don't think so. I think the turkey's awesome, and I will continue to use it as long as I'm here, which might not be much longer based on that. But Atlanta, sunny and chilly tomorrow. So Atlanta's getting some storms right now with that front. Matter of fact, there's a tornado watch in effect for parts of Georgia as that front comes through. But once it clears, 65, no issues for travelers at all tomorrow in Atlanta. All right, here are some of the spots on the East Coast. New York tomorrow, rain, 62. Philly, rain, 67. Boston, rain, 61. I mean, that's not the greatest weather, but there have been many a Thanksgiving where they weren't dealing with rain, they were dealing with ice or snow. So if you have travel plans or you're expecting anybody from the I-95 corridor tomorrow, I think you'll be okay. I do think there will be some issues with the rain, but nothing close to what it would be like if it were snow. And I talk about the snow because Chicago has snow tomorrow. And I'm telling you, on Saturday and Sunday, there's going to be some significant snows across the Midwest, eastern Iowa, in through Minnesota, Wisconsin, northern Illinois, northern Indiana, Detroit, the UP of Michigan, lake effects in Buffalo, Syracuse, Cleveland. And for us, there's what you see, a lot of nothing. Skies will be partly cloudy, it'll be warm, it'll be muggy, but it will be mostly dry as that front comes through. Right now, upper 60s Crystal River, mid-70s St. Pete, Tampa 76, Bradenton 75. There's a look at the satellite picture. All's quiet, expected to stay that way, even with that front coming through tomorrow. So let's check that out. Futurecast tomorrow. Maybe a couple of showers offshore. The overwhelming majority of the area will be dry, muggy, maybe a bit of patchy fog, but otherwise just a day a lot like today. 4 o'clock, there comes the front. You live in Citrus County, Hernando County, you got a chance, albeit a slim one, but a chance of a few showers in the late afternoon. In the evening tomorrow, the front continues to work its way through. Bright and early on Thursday. How many of y'all get up before sunrise to start cooking on Thanksgiving? My mom used to. That was a big deal with my mom. She would start, and my mom, and this is something actually I want to talk about because I'm not in tomorrow. Shay's in for me. Put in the chat what your favorite family tradition for Thanksgiving is, or your favorite family tradition for your food. Now, my mom used to make fresh cranberry. I'm not big in the whole Jell-O cranberry stuff out of the can. I know some people, matter of fact, our producer Ileana just asked me yesterday, hey, Dennis, who's hoping that I can go buy that jelly cranberry stuff? I'm like, why? Why do you want to? It's a family tradition. I'm like, I get it. So my mom used to take fresh cranberries, put them up in the blender, put a little bit of orange rind in it and some sugar, mix it all up, let it sit for, 12 hours or so. Mwah. Excellent, right? Great stuff. She also made homemade dressing. It wasn't stuffing, it was dressing. I don't know if that was a Southern thing or not because my mom was from Big Stone Gap, Virginia. But those were some of the memories I have. But we always did the baked turkey. Now, me personally now, because I got 11,000 kids, we have one fried turkey and I have 6 kids, one fried turkey and one baked turkey. I love the deep fried turkeys. I'm just telling you. You can buy it at Walmart for like $3, the marinade stuff. You stick a needle into it, plumps up the breast and everything, and you stick it in the fryer for 80 minutes, and a 20-pound turkey is perfectly done. Now, I don't use the whole fire propane thing. Remember the Fry Daddies? For the folks who are old enough to remember they had the little, I used to have when I was younger, you used to cook French fries in them. Yeah, it was like a little electric fryer, and you throw the French fries in, and they came out just like ones at McDonald's, or close to it, right? Well, it is a Fry Daddy for turkeys, in a sense. It's just a big electric frying thing, and you stick the turkey in, and 80 minutes later, it's perfectly done. So that's kind of what we do. Started doing. My wife, I don't know how this started, but some sauerkraut, somehow that mixed in. I'm guessing her family has some German descent. Maybe I should know that. I should ban me for not. But nevertheless, that is kind of what we do. So what do y'all do? Here's Lancaster, PA. So Mike, how you doing? Good to see you. So anyway, let's finish the forecast, and then we're gonna hit a break, and then we're gonna bring Thomas in from Feeding Tampa Bay. So anyway, there's a look at Thursday, and we're going to be talking a lot about families in need and Thanksgiving dinners. And Thomas and I were talking. You know, Thanksgiving dinner is how did you describe it? It wasn't not a treat, but it was like a high end, like a luxury item. Yeah. Yeah. So and I think that's true. I think a lot of folks, you know, you think of Thanksgiving as a family tradition, but it truly is a luxury item when you're talking about people who are struggling and trying to pay bills and pay the rent. And we've had a rough year. We've had a rough 18 months after the hurricane. So these luxury items are ones that we do not take for granted. And luckily, the folks at Feeding Tampa Bay and some other places around town are there to help out as well, which we'll touch on in a minute. Again, there's a look at temperatures. Much, much cooler on Friday. Highs in the 60s, right? And then we're back in the upper 70s to low 80s by later on into the weekend. Rain, you know, I just don't see any. If we're really lucky, we get an isolated shower. So there's the 7-day, 84, 74 on Thanksgiving. Temperatures falling through the day. 69 on Friday, upper 60s to around 70, and then right back in the upper 70s to low 80s. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to take a break. I'm going to bring in Thomas. We're going to talk about ways that you can get involved. And if you need help through Feeding Tampa Bay, we'll be able to tell you how you can get help as well. That's in 90 seconds as Dennis Phillips Live continues. Okay, we are on a break. We are still streaming now, guys. So let's bring in Thomas. And I'm going to get my band button because I forgot that as well. Thomas, go right here. I'm going to get, you don't want a water or a soda or anything?
Thank
you
you
good?
very much.
Okay. Mic is on. Let me get the band button. Can't imagine needing a band button 2 days before Thanksgiving, but you know, you just don't know. You just don't. It's just for spammers and people who just want to raise a ruckus. All right, so Douglas, how you doing? Happy Thanksgiving to you as well. Thank you very much. Okay, so let's check the shots. We are back in 30. Does that say 30? 40, something like that.
47.
37, thank
47.
you. 47, okay, good, we got plenty of time. You want to check the close-up shot on this? There we go, that looks good. All right, beautiful. All right, so we're going to come out on the two-shot, and we will be good from there. Everybody watching on streaming, y'all know Thomas already. He's been here along with Shannon.
Mm-hmm.
She was here a couple. Where's Shannon tonight?
She must have the night off. I'm here, buddy.
Well, we appreciate it. And Sean, how you doing? Good to see you as well. Yes, the bridge is like the band button is the Thanksgiving tradition. Unfortunately, that is the truth. All right, what do we have? Another 10 seconds?
Yep.
All right, coming back on TV in 7. And we will be good to go in 3, 2. How you doing, everybody? Welcome back to Dennis Phillips Live, and welcome in Thomas Mann, CEO of Feeding Tampa Bay. As always, sir,
yeah, it's nice to
wonderful to see you. When we talked to you last time, Wendy was interviewing you, and I asked you if you liked the Springsteen movie.
I did.
You did?
I did, but you know, it's a movie meant for the faithful.
Yes.
It did not have a audience beyond that. But if you're, you know, as I've often said, Bruce is my poet laureate. Mm-hmm. You know, if he's your guy, it was a great movie.
And I'm a big Bruce fan as well. It was a dark movie. I mean, it was not about the whole. Although it was kind of about Glory Days because that was part of the same time frame. But, you know, you think of Springsteen with Dancing in the Dark and Born to Run and the pop stuff that a lot of people really liked. And this was about how he came upon the album Nebraska, which was a very interesting story, which I had not heard of before.
Yeah, and I think the part that was so great about the movie, if you care about this, he talked a lot about his struggle as a human. Mm-hmm. And I think, you know, that's someone of his station in life. I think it's a great message to say, hey, look, everybody has their dark moments, their dark periods, and I had to go through mine too. I thought there was a lot of terrific message for that, for folks that are struggling, especially this time of year, but at any time with who they are, what they are, how they are. And I think he's an advocate for therapy, which is a great opportunity for many, many folks to resolve issues. So, but again, it'd be hard for me to say anything that isn't great about Bruce Springsteen.
Well, and you're talking about struggling,
yes.
and boy, that's, you know, one of the reasons why you're here tonight. And first of all, thank you, and thank you to all the volunteers and the amazing work that the folks at Feeding Tampa Bay accomplish. And we were talking about this. You know, a lot of folks, myself included, we focus on the holidays.
Yeah.
And then after the holidays, sometimes the help kind of goes away, and that's what you're trying to fix.
Yeah, you know, hunger is not a holiday issue. Folks struggle in February, they struggle in June. And so I think we always want to say to folks that get introduced to who we are and what we do this time of year, stick with us. Right, throughout the year, we can be an important part of your life. The part that you enjoy about this time of year and volunteering and getting involved, you can have that joy throughout the year. Right, it's a great way to continue to serve your community and also serve kind of that thing that's inside of you that says, I want to make sure my community is better for me being a part of it. But this time of year does have additional pressures on neighbors, and it does require more folks in our community to step in. And oftentimes they meet each other pretty thoughtfully, right? Need meets opportunity at the best time of year for that to happen.
Well, let's talk about that. So for folks who are watching right now, how can they help, whether it's this week, whether it's through Christmas, whether it's throughout the entire year?
So I think there are always three ways that are really important. The first is the gift of your time. You know, because you're incredibly busy, the value of your time is incredibly important. The value of someone's time in our world is incredibly important. Most everybody that does work at Feeding Tampa Bay is a volunteer. And so come give us your time. We, in return, promise we'll give you the best 3 hours of your week, that you walk out of there feeling fulfilled and connected to things that matter to you. We're completely charitably supported, right? People often ask me, do you get government funding? No. Doesn't work that way. We go out, we make the case that our cause is important and the people we serve are important. And so if you can give funds, we put those directly into mission. In fact, 98 cents on every dollar goes right back into mission. And the third thing is, oftentimes, particularly this time of year, people love doing food drives. Right, whether it's your corporation,
neighborhoods do it,
all that. It's a great way for you to do something concrete, and it's a community activity. And so those are three really important ways. And you often ask, our website, feedingtampabay.org, you can get connected into all of those. And I hope you meet us now and stay with us in the future.
So last year I was live Thanksgiving week, and and this was right after the hurricanes.
Yeah.
So there was a big need. And now the need has, you said that most of the work that you've done post-hurricane is just about finished, right?
Most everybody. So we focused first, when we think about a devastating storm like that, we step into the moment and make sure that people have good food on the table, that they have the resources they need. But Dennis, and you know this because your station covers it and you long time. If your house is damaged or your car is damaged, the average person we serve probably has $400 in savings. That goes by pretty quick. Yeah. Many people don't have the right insurance to get repairs. And so we've worked over time with funding partners to help us provide resources wherever we can. We're just finishing the last of a significant all over the repairs. Partner was a
Well, and then we had the shutdown.
Yeah.
And
a disaster of another type.
Yeah. Exactly. And so how are we making out post that? Because I thought you said something interesting to me in terms of the timeline.
Yeah. You know, we say internally somewhat wryly, the good news is we're good at this. The bad news is we have to be good at this, which is helping people recover from great challenges. So the thing I mentioned to you, which is important, is for every day of household disruption, it's a week of recovery. And you asked why. Because if you're relying on a particular support vehicle along with your income to make your family budget balance, and suddenly that's gone, you're thrown into crisis and chaos. And so what do? You generally stop paying all your bills because you don't have the money. You often go to payday lenders and other support vehicles, all of which takes you a long time to unwind. So we're not only there in the moment of the challenge, we spend time trying to make sure that we rebuild over the longer term so folks can return to full capacity and capability.
So at this point, if folks need help and they, I'm sure it's a challenge to finally say, you know what, I need help.
Yeah. You know, I said this to you before, and if I could change one thing, I've been doing this 20 plus years, if I could change one thing, it's the perception of the folks that we serve. Everybody that watches this, everybody that is online, knows someone who comes to seek our services. Every single person. How do I know that? Because they're school teachers, they're military, they're the folks in all of our service industries. So when you go out to dinner, when you think about staying at a hotel, when you go to a sports event, a concert, all those folks working, none of those salaries pay enough for someone to take care of themselves fully. And so our services, along with some of these other support vehicles, allow a family to stay whole. And so if we could change one thing, it would be to remove the word them from our vocabulary and replace it with us. Because all of us should care about people in our community. All of us should care that not everybody makes it. It's hard for everybody to do something about it, but we certainly can care. And so from our perspective, getting involved, getting connected, and saying, hey, this is my community, I want it to be better, that's the best thing that can happen for us.
Okay. All right, well, we're going to continue coming up in 90 seconds, and we'll give you more specifics on if you need help, if you're ready to take the next step. And we'll talk a little bit more about the holiday season coming up as Dennis Phillips Live continues.
Sorry, I totally forgot what your question was. I'll come back to that.
No,
if you need help, sorry.
Yeah, well, that's good. That's a good tease. All right, so guys, just for the folks watching on streaming, I have been watching this. I have not frozen one time on my Facebook page. So
do you love that view?
What's that?
Do you love that view?
Yeah, the view is awesome. Look at the Feeding Tampa Bay shot there. So I know some people have said that they're freezing, but I have not. I have not. So I don't know. We'll have to check, David. I see you're saying that you froze. And maybe I was looking over at Thomas at the time, but I'm looking at here and I have not seen one freeze. So, and Debbie's saying Facebook is good now. So maybe it's possible that I was looking away, but right now we seem to be okay. And again, on TV, we're good, which is always why I say follow along on TV. What do we got here? All right, so yeah, we'll talk about, well, actually, does anybody have any questions? They're talking more about what their family Thanksgiving is.
And I do want to talk about that a little. Again, I don't know how much time you have with me or for me, but I do want to talk about that a little bit, the choices families have to make and the stories that we see of that.
Let's do that. Let's do that coming out then. Yeah, now we're out on TV. We have one more break we have to hit as well. Yeah, we have one more break, which we have to hit at about 54, 55, but we can stay on and continue after that.
We're grateful for the opportunity.
Oh, no, it's my pleasure.
9 seconds.
Okay, all right. All right, we are back on Dennis Phillips Live with Thomas Mann, CEO from Feeding Tampa Bay. And let's jump in because we only have about 8 more minutes left on actual TV. You wanted to talk about...
Yeah. You know, I was listening to the first part of your show and you were talking about traditions. And one of the things that we're very aware of is that the traditions we have around food are really important to us as a community. They're important to us culturally, and they're really important as a family. You know, you were talking about different traditions. I can remember my mother's recipe card that had gravy stain, right?
Yeah.
Everybody has one. It's dog-eared. It had been passed down. There were parts of the writing that, right? The ability to create that dish every single year matters. Yeah. It's really something important to you as a family. If you're economically challenged, you don't have the choice to make those. You may not be able to afford all the ingredients, but it's such a critical element of how we see ourselves and how we define ourselves. And you were asking about the importance of turkey drives and all those things. We want to make sure that, you know, we say everything good in life starts around a table. That's where we come together. That's where the 6 of you, right, or the 8 of you, sit down and you reconnect as people. You remind yourselves who you are and what you are and the things that bind you, but it's around food. And if you think about emotionally, spiritually, what that is, it's a moment we take seriously and think about how do we create that for people that don't have it. Because you don't want to lose that part of yourself.
So how do people, are there still opportunities for people to get turkeys before Thanksgiving?
Yes, there have been, I just came from a big distribution. There are more of them around. Check websites, check ours. You can continue to reach out to us. And I think that leads to the question I didn't answer well before. If you need help, the most critical thing you can ask. If you need help, we would say 2 things. One is we're here. We got you. We're happy to help. We're pleased to be there, and we'll be there with you and for you. Number 2, how do you do that? Go to our website, feedingtampabay.org. You can immediately connect into resources that are in our community. And I want to make sure that I say this to everybody. We would be privileged and pleased to be a part of your solution.
And it is so genuine. I mean, I've had a chance to meet so many of the folks at Feeding Tampa Bay, and it is such a passion for y'all.
It's an honor to serve.
Yeah, and it shows, and it is a huge help, and we are thrilled and honored to have you in our community. Again, Thomas, thank you very much for coming by. And again, the website, one more time.
Feedingtampabay.org. Okay. And you can find us on the various social channels, which I don't know what those are, but they're out there.
Okay, well, thanks again. Have a happy Thanksgiving. We'll be back again in 90 seconds as DPL continues. All right. So Debbie says, how can she volunteer in St. Pete?
We do have a facility over there. So can Debbie hear me right now?
Yep.
So Debbie, go to our website. You'll see on there are different places to sign up to volunteer. We have a meal site there, and we have a pantry. It's in Lealman, but you can find that on our website.
Okay. All right. And yeah, I mean, we've had, I think you covered, well, you got this down to a science, let's be honest. I mean, this man is on.
I'm waiting for co-hosting duties.
Yeah, you are more. Matter of fact, I think Shay would rather have you here than her, because she's not a big fan of doing this. So, David, Thanksgiving donation and Christmas is next to food. Okay, got it. Yeah, all right, we're good. So let's see, we are back. We've got about 3 more minutes left. If you want to hang, you can, or if you want.
I'm happy to, whatever, you're gracious to give us your time, whatever's best for you.
We're good. Well, let's go ahead and I will do a little bit of weather coming in back out of this last break.
And you'll mention our little.
Oh yeah, the cam. Yeah.
It's one of our coolest things we've ever done.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's a great shot too. All right, so we are back in 20 seconds. All right. You do the same, Abby. I appreciate it. Oh, yeah. Nick trying to sell a stock. Gone. So Nick was banned. Sorry, Nick. You're actually sorry, not sorry. All right, we're back in 7. All right. Still can't shake this cough. 3, 2. All right, guys, welcome back to our final segment of Dennis Phillips Live. We are going to take a little more weather. We talked a lot of weather at the beginning. We talked Feeding Tampa Bay in the middle. Now we are going to talk more about their travel conditions and the forecast coming up over the next couple of days. So here is a look at your temperatures. So for us, tomorrow morning at 8 a.m., we've got temperatures in the 60s. On Thanksgiving morning at 8 a.m., we do see that cold air start to come in from the Panhandle and the Big Bend. Most of us in the 60s, Citrus County probably in the 50s at that point. But by the time we go to Friday morning, 8 a.m., there's a little bit of a chill in the air. 40s in the light blue, mid areas, central and south, mid to upper 40s. And then we only warm up into the 60s for highs on Friday. So Friday's going to be a chilly day. Saturday morning, we still start 40s and low 50s, but in the afternoon, we warm back up into the upper 70s, and from there, we stay warm. Now, Sunday morning, we drop down into the 50s and 60s, and from there, it's going to be a heat wave. All right, let's talk about snow. Here's a look at snow. Thomas is like, no, what are we doing? Yeah, I know. We got some snow to talk about. This is a look through tomorrow from the Dakotas through Minnesota, Wisconsin. But look at what goes on by Friday. This is Thanksgiving. There's Thanksgiving. You got some snow around Chicago and Detroit. Most of the heavy stuff is across Minneapolis, Minnesota, Wisconsin, Green Bay. But then watch what happens. There's Saturday, and then there's Saturday night, and there's Sunday. And that is some rather significant snows from eastern Iowa, Nebraska, northern Illinois, northern Indiana, South Bend, Detroit, and then you got some lake effect snows popping. So that is through Sunday morning. So I'm telling you, if you have travel plans to Chicago or areas in that red or fuchsia or purple color on Sunday, expect delays. But on the East Coast, from Philly, New York, Boston, nothing. You're looking good. There is our forecast, 84 tomorrow, 83 on Thanksgiving, 73 on Friday, or 66 on Friday, rather. And then back in the upper 70s on Saturday and back in the 80s. In terms of rain, unfortunately, none. That blue, there's your 540 line, Sean. There's the cold air coming down to the Carolinas, the freezing line. But rain, maybe a little bit by the beginning of next week if the GFS is right, but in my mind it isn't. The storm track is right on through the deep south, but not into Florida. All right, so again, if you're watching on TV, thank you so much for watching. Thomas, thank you very much as well. We're going to continue on streaming and answer a couple of your questions. Shay will be in for me tomorrow. I'll be back early next week on our next edition of Dennis Phillips Live. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone. Okay, so we are done with TV, and we are still on streaming, and I will finish this part just because I didn't quite get through this yet. The GFS, again, does try to bring a little bit of rain in next Monday. A little storm up there, but I'll show you the Euro because it's not going to be nearly as aggressive. And then another weak front comes through on the 7th. But here's the Euro, and we all know the Euro is going to be more accurate. There's the front that comes through. Not a lot with it. There's Friday, there's Saturday, there's Sunday, there's Monday. Maybe a little bit of rain on Monday, maybe. If we're real lucky, not a lot, but maybe a few drops. And then look at the storm track. I talked about this last night. For about a 7-day stretch, your storm track right here is going to be great. There's going to be several storms come through with some significant rains. Watch this. This is, again, on Monday. There's the first one, low pressure off the Carolinas. There's another one. Look at that low. That's midweek. Low pressure through the deep south with rain through the Carolinas, but maybe just a quick shower for our area, nothing significant. And then another one forms in Texas and comes across. So the storm track is active, but unfortunately it is not active for Florida. And then another round of cold weather potentially around the 8th or 9th.
What about a white Christmas? What are our chances for a white Christmas?
Well, you know, I would usually say 0, but last year, you know, we got 10 inches of snow in Pensacola. Yeah. I think the chances are less than 1/100th of 1%, but it's not 0.
But you can hope, right? So
yes,
0, you
it's
can hope.
not 0. Yeah. So there you go, guys. Now you guys are saying Facebook is frozen again. Mine is not. So I don't know, but we will. We're still doing our research on why. We're doing tweaking as we go. We have a new computer. We have some new setups. We will get there. But at the end of the day, TV's working fine. And I think we got the information out that we were hoping to get out, which is with Feeding Tampa Bay. And again, check out the camera back here.
I don't know how to point.
Oh, look, they got it full. Derek's on his game.
One of our proudest moments. Look at that, the weather cam at Feeding Tampa Bay. Boy, and we're excited by that.
That's a great looking shot.
It sure is.
We show it during the news often. Yeah. Now, hopefully, now the sunset, believe it or not, is not any earlier as of about a week from now. Now, the mornings, the sun is still rising a little bit later, but we hit our latest sunset in about a week, and the days start getting a little longer. So we're headed in the right direction, but it's going to be a while.
Thank you, my friend, for having me in. I appreciate it.
It's my pleasure. We love the work y'all do. It's such an asset to the community. And guys, you have a wonderful Thanksgiving. Shay will be in tomorrow. Help her out. She's going to need reminders on the break. I know you guys got her. And I'll be back. Actually, next Monday, I'm taking my son to UF. My senior in high school, he's doing a tour at UF. He's between UF and USF and maybe a couple others. So we're going to see how that works out. And I'll be back on Tuesday. So you guys have a great night. Have a wonderful Thanksgiving. And we will see you on our next edition of Dennis Phillips Live. See you guys.